Karch obviously knows the competition very well. Wants Blanton and Ceman to enjoy the moment, but not that much. We're ready for the finals. Paul Sunderland back with you, with Tim Hovland. Of course, this is the $100,000 Miller Lite Open at Fort Myers. There you see the matchup. Blanton and Ceman, seeded number 11 against the 4th seed, Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. Of course, Kirai and Steffes won last week in Singer Island, Riviera Beach, Florida, defeating Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola. And cut shot by Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton.
Very important again this game, Paul, to get out to a good start, establish, get your confidence level high, so you know you can play with these guys, and then serve the ball a little bit. Hopefully get a few aces.
Dane Blanton going at Karch to start the match. Karch once again, and you're not going to get me twice. Nice dig, however, early by Dane Blanton.
Very nice reaction by Dane. Once, maybe never twice on Karch. Way too good a player for that. Good reaction by Dane. Could have set the ball a little bit closer here. Ken held back a little bit. Karch brought it back up. No points.
Do Ceman and Blanton, as you mentioned, setting that ball back, do they just try to work themselves into this game, or do they take chances right at the beginning with every point-scoring opportunity?
Chances to the point where you're going to get a good swing at the ball. Don't go for the crazy set. Go for the good set where you can get a good swing at it. They know they can play at this level. They beat the number 2, the number 3 seeds. They're good. They're playing great right now, but they have to believe in themselves to get them by Karch and Kent. They were a little intimidated in the finals of the winners bracket.
Tough serve to Karch. No block, and Karch slicing off angle. I'll tell you, he goes down to the sand, gets the jump serve, gets back up about as quick as anybody.
As quick as anybody. Also, we're talking about the surface. The surface is very packed. Karch, one of the quicker guys out here, to do it all.
Very similar matchup in terms of stature between these two teams. Kent Steffes. That ball served just long. And Jeff Jordan from the chair is overruling, calling that ball good, saying that he saw the rope move. Dane Blanton pointing at the ball mark, but Jeff Jordan said, hey, look, the ball mark may be out, but the ball touched a microfiber.
Oh, I thought the ball was out, Paul.
I did too.
There's no doubt about it. And I hate it when the top ref overrules the line ref. The line ref was right on that ball. And now Blanton and Ceman, they can't lose their composure. They got to let this blow over and side out a little bit. This could really hurt them, but they let it get to their head.
Kent Steffes, of course, the story of last year's double final against Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola. Remember, with 4 aces in the double final game to 7 alone. That play was so close. And a surprising overrule so early in the match, in particular by Jeff Jordan.
I think Kent kind of baited him into that, though, Paul. He started jumping all around. Jordan checked him out and said, looks like it was good. I think it was out.
Well, Steffes obviously going to scream like he thought it was an ace, and it worked for him that time. Follows it up with another tough serve. And Blanton follows it up with an unforced error. Off to just the start they could not afford. Ace serve, and now the unforced error. Blanton and Ceman trail 2-0 to Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes.
Big side out here, Paul. Good ball control. They got to get on a little bit of a groove here.
And Steffes misses this one. They've had a lot of experience at coming back. Remember, they were down 3-0 to Bill Bullion and Randy Stoklos early in our semifinal match before coming back and coming out into the finals. And then they were ahead of Lewis and Akatubby 9-0 and lost that entire lead. So they've been at both ends of the spectrum. Dane Blanton to serve. Tight set, and Karchi over the top of Canyon Ceman, unable to make the block.
Watch his jumping ability here. Up and over Canyon. The ball is right on net. Canyon should have maybe tried to semi-Kong that. Get up a little bit higher, get that hand over the net.
Canyon Ceman actually a very solid 6'4½", 6'5", a couple inches bigger than Karch. I think he'd have a chance to get at that ball. Ceman blocked by Kent Steffes. That makes it 3-0. Kirai and Steffes out to the early lead.
Watch Kent's hands up and over the net, pressing to the middle of the court, back on their side. Great block.
Karch was talking about scouting. Kent Steffes was sitting in the players' tent, his feet up, and just watching every shot that Canyon Ceman would hit, knowing where he likes to go directionally. And Maybe the vets, that meaning Steffes and Curai, make a mistake. After they block Ceman, they go to Dane Blanton.
That was a heck of a set by Canyon right there. Canyon's got to start them off with some tough serves right here, Paul. They can move their feet.
Going to Steffes hard inside the block of Dane Blanton. I mean, you look at Canyon Ceman's resume in terms of his collegiate career. Twice he was Stanford Male Athlete of the Year. That includes everybody. Football, basketball, baseball, track and field, you name it. Was exposed to the national team at the Goodwill Games for a while, but right now, nothing good and nothing goodwill about Kent Steffes serving up the middle to Canyon Ceman. Don't you think it's time for them to take a timeout? I don't think they can wait till the 5-0 side
A
change.
good stand timeout. You don't want to go down 5-0. Steffes has been serving out of his mind. 4 serves four aces in that game last week, 2 already.
Moving the ball around, working Ceman towards the sideline. Ceman with the cut shot inside of Karch Curai. Remember in the semifinals, Dane Blanton had 4 aces, and it was a couple of them came very early when they were down to Bullion and Stoklos, and that really seemed to help loosen them up and turn this match around, at least their match in the semifinals. Curai over the top and down, flawless right now in terms of their serve reception. No problem side now.
They're so steady that they'll take you out of your own game. You just got to worry about your game. You serve as tough as you can, but don't be consumed with their game because their game is so steady.
Very hard not to get frustrated when Curai and Steffes are passing every ball perfectly. And Dane Blanton over the top easily and down against Kent Steffes.
But it's also interesting, these teams practice against each other at State Beach once a week, Paul. So they obviously Ken Karch have had an effect on Canyon in Blanton.
Dane Blanton was giving me the list of the top players that he's beaten last season at the beginning of this, and it did not include these 2 players. Karch, Curai, Bond, and Cross. These 2 teams met in the finals of the winner's bracket, and Ceman and Blanton were right there at the 6-4 side chain. And after that, it was over. They ended up losing 15-4. Did not score another point. Ace up the middle by Kent Steffes. I'll tell you, it is deja vu Riviera Beach for Kent Steffes. One ace after another. Curai and Steffes lead 5-0. Good situation for you guys. Bro, I want to get your opinion, if you would, about Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton. You know Canyon a little bit from Hermosa. How surprised are you to see them in the finals together?
Well, I am a little surprised, but gosh, they're playing so well, and they've beaten a number of good teams this weekend, and they've just come together as a team. And when you're playing against a team that's really new, it's hard to figure out what they're going to do offensively. So a lot of teams have had some trouble.
Hey, Fro, what do you think about Canyon's jump serve? I mean, is that arm bionic right now or what?
He's got a slingshot of an arm swing, I tell you. He can really get a hold of it.
He's really hitting the ball well this weekend.
Karch Curai and Kent Steffes off to a commanding early lead. And just took another prisoner. They now lead 6-0 over Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton.
Hey, Fro, so you play Karch and Kent this weekend. Are they just too steady, serving too well? What's their MO this weekend?
We didn't play them, but anyway, they are playing extremely well. Their confidence level is way up. And as a team, they're gelling right now.
Let's hope they don't gel too much, huh?
That's right.
Well, we were talking about it. You played with Karch for a long time, and when you and Karch played together, you had great ball control.
Yes, we did.
He and Steffes have good ball control. Karch and Ack had good ball control. And if you can side out, you know, you can compete in this game. First, a little bit of trouble for Karch Curai and Kent Steffes. Ceman looking to get on the board. A little contact under the net. No Oscar on the net either. And Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman are on the board. They trail 6-1.
Really too tight a set. Great little cut shot. Gets out to 0. He's got the French fry up on the board, going for more.
Canyon Ceman didn't like the toss.
You know, those are the kinds of plays that those guys have been pulling off this weekend. The trouble plays, they're really putting the trouble plays down well.
Canyon Ceman cuts third. Steffes with the save. Out of bounds. You were talking to Froey about Canyon Ceman's jump serve, and he comes up with point number 2. Ceman and Blanton were trailing early, and now 5-4, 6-2.
Medium hubby wife right there coming up the middle. Karch just not able to pass the ball.
That was a heater. But I want to talk to you about jump serve and pro, because you always had one of the very best. And, you know, you and Ack really started it with the jump serving so many years ago. But has it completely changed the game? Do you just go for aces every time now unless you're way down?
It sure has, and you're really not going for aces all the time. You're really trying to serve the ball hard, you know, to an area. But in this day and age, if you can't pass the jump serve, you're going to lose, period.
We'll be back for more of the finals after this. All right, you guys need we're in the midst of the final 4. Canyon Ceman holding up 4. And we all know up in the booth what he's talking about. Ceman and Blanton were down 6-0. Looked like they were going to get smoked after 4 aces. They're back within 2. Tim Hovland and me up in the booth, of course, Brent Frohoff, talked about how competitive the tour is now. Each and every round, each and every week. Is it tougher than it was when maybe you and Ack first started 10, 15 years ago?
Absolutely. I mean, it used to be a cakewalk to the semis. Now you just don't know, you know, what's going to happen during the tournaments anymore.
Do you miss having Hob out here to kick around?
Hob and I got next game.
We got winners.
You got it indeed. All right, Brent Frohoff, thanks very much for joining us up here. We appreciate it, giving us a bird's eye and player's eye view of someone like Canyon Ceman, what's going on the tour. The rocket arm of Canyon Ceman. His 5th ace. We're talking about earlier, his arm right now is bionic. The wind picked up a little bit. This is a big advantage for Blanton and Ceman, especially serving like that ball. Great serve. Watch that thing take off. Nobody's able to handle it. Talk about being on a roll. And the wind continues to come up. We'll see how that affects play. Touched by Blanton and Ceman. Kind of took the long way back to the barn, ran around that attempted dig off the top of the block by Dane Blanton.
Ceman, 4 aces. But Steffes has 2 of his own. 3 of his own. It's his serving game these days, Paul. Shoot from the hip.
Kent Steffes, of course, played indoors some as well. Started his collegiate career at Stanford. Transferred to UCLA. Lost his eligibility there in a professional modeling sort of controversy, but was glad to get out of the beach and out on the beach in any case. Canyon Ceman over the top.
This would be the biggest upset in the finals in a long time, I'd have to say, Paul.
Canyon Ceman looking for his first career win. Last year he was in the finals in Dallas against this same team of Curie and Steffes with Jeff Rogers. And as we've told you, let's just say it again, another ace, this time by Dane Blanton, and we are tied at 6.
Great serve. Blanton with the starting on the outside left, bringing it to the middle. Another hubby wife.
All but 1 point now scored by Blanton and Ceman from the service line. Karch Curie over the top for the side out.
They can't rely on that for the rest of the game, Paul. They got to settle down now, get some side outs, and start playing all facets of the game, even though you get 5 aces.
Doesn't it surprise you? I mean, when Curie and Steffes get aced, those balls usually go to the sand. They are missing passes. They're shanking passes around this court, as did Canyon Ceman. We talked to Brent Frohoff about how the game has changed, and that didn't appear to be that tough a jump serve. Canyon Ceman maybe just not moving his feet.
Well, he cut the ball in front of him. Canyon didn't stretch out his arms and lay that pass up there properly. He's got to move his feet a little bit.
Ceman and Blanton probably expending a lot of energy physically, well, mentally, I think, more than physically, to get it back tied. Of course, so many of their points coming from aces.
Karch brought him in to start off, and then comes up the heavy heater deep.
Well, Curie and Steffes have 4 aces between them. And Canyon Ceman, going for a little bit too much, goes down the line.
That's what they got to understand. They don't rely on it. Now come back, put the pressure back on. If you start making too many errors, then it's too easy to side out.
Going back to Ceman. Ceman, hard shot down the line. Curie thought, hey, if he hits that outside me, it must be out. But that was perfectly placed right down the line.
Their confidence is back, Paul. Canyon's stretching out a little bit better. He ain't getting under the ball, setting it. Just right down the line, right on the line. Nice shot by Kenyon.
Dane Blanton,
Another
of course,
mistake.
out of Laguna Beach. We've talked about his collegiate career at Pepperdine University, now 24 years of age, his second year on tour. Last year, every event with Ian Clark. His best finish, a 5th. Blanton with the cover.
Karch saw that. I'll guarantee you that doesn't go down again. He's got to have a better shot than that. Karch will let it go down maybe once, never twice.
Blanton, when talking to me about the finals of the winner's bracket, said, I just kept hitting the ball sharper and sharper inside the block, and Karch kept popping them up. I said, well, why didn't you roll down the line?
Another ace.
Kenyon Ceman with his, count 'em, 5th ace of this game.
Another hubby wife. They're looking for divorce court right there, Paul. Something's going on.
That's the typical kind of ace against Kirai and Steffes. Ceman bringing the heater. And Karch Kirai, the cut shot and down.
They've got to separate that ball. If it's Canyon serving from the left side, it's Kent ball in the middle. If it's serving from the right side, it's Karch's ball in the middle. It sounds easy. Obviously, it's not.
Well, I'll tell you, they've got the hubby wife down. They have had years to practice that together and are victimized more than anyone else. Go on! Oh! Kenyon Ceman, one of the young guns on the tour, using his pellet gun that time instead of his...
Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Oh, boy, that was luck indeed. This is finals action coming to you. This is a $100,000 Miller Lite Open from Fort Myers, Florida. Dig by Ceman, but Blanton cannot get there.
Good opportunity there. He's got to pop that up a little bit more. Dane was kind of out of position. Karch coming back to serve.
We're tied at 7, and so far in this match, we've had 10 aces out of 14 total points. Kenyon Ceman with the cut. Karch Kirai unable to get there. Kirai and Steffes got out to the big early lead. 5-0 at the first side change. Then they stretched it by one more to 6. But then Kenyon Ceman went to the launching pad. 4 straight aces for the 6-4 side change. A couple of more aces, one by Dane Blanton, and we are tied at 7.
Rarely ever seen 4 aces in a row, especially against Karch and Kent.
I can't remember 4 aces in a row at any stage without at least a side out somewhere in between. Kent Steffes to serve. We're tied at 7. By Ceman. Dane Blanton hitting hard cross court. Physically, I started to mention a pretty good matchup. Karch Kirai about 6'2½", 6'3". Kent Steffes 6'4". Blanton and Ceman about the same size. So nobody has a real advantage, let's say like a Mike Whitmer out there, you know, a real decided advantage blocking at the net. Steffes from the right side, nice cut shot and down.
But we're going to get the jumping advantage to Steffes and Karch. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Karch might be 6'2", but he has long arms and a bigger jump. He probably touches 11'5", 11'6", compared to Ceman, who probably touches 11'1", 11'2".
Ryan Steffes, winners at the first event of the year, the Avion Indoor in Fairfax, Virginia. They finished second to Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola in New York. And then Karch Kirai, what a surprise, won the King of the Beach again, of course, in Las Vegas. And then first regular season event of the year, they were second to Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson in Phoenix, and winners last week at Riviera Beach, Florida. Looking for 2 in a row here. And Ceman looking for the lead. Not a great set. Not a good set.
He's still getting used to probably setting from that side, Paul. Yeah, actually, that was his right side. He just didn't get his feet set up and get his shoulders to the net. Watch Blanton. Comes off his left arm a little bit too much, a little bit too far off the net. Canyon takes a swing, but goes in the net. Good opportunity.
Huge opportunity. That would have been the first lead by Ceman and Blanton. Now the challenge to forget that mistake. And Dane Blanton using Karch Kirai out of bounds.
Showing a lot more confidence in that swing, too. Instead of cutting the ball around, he's going up, using Karch a little bit, getting back to serve.
Hey, you keep throwing up aces at this rate. You don't have to side out for very long.
I'd like to see that.
Dane Blanton looking for his first win. Going to Kirai. No block. Ceman's there. got a match going. Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton take their first lead, 8-7 over Curie and Steffes. In Baltimore, Maryland, it's going to be a stressful and interesting tournament. Of course, Karch Curie and Kent Steffes, along with Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh, among the favorites. Randy Stoklos, Adam Johnson, Bill Bullion. And you look at Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman, 24 and 23 respectively. Maybe not Atlanta, but they've got to have their eyes set on Australia big time.
No doubt about that, Paul. They'll be primed for Australia. Maybe even Atlanta. They're playing great right now.
And the same could be said in both cases for Eric Benoit-Moana and Rob Hydra. It's one weekend. Anything can happen, much like track and field. You better be healthy and you better be ready to go. Steffes from the right side. Paul Sunderland with Tim Hovland coming to you from Fort Myers, Florida. These are the finals, the $100,000 Miller Lite Open presented by Foot Action USA and FILA. The winner takes home $20,000. Karch Curie and Kent Steffes trying to make it 2 in a row to start this season. After finishing second in Phoenix, Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman in the finals together for the first time ever.
He's really getting on top of that ball. That cross court, he's hammering that ball, having a big, watch this approach he's taking. He's jumping for like the 6-foot line out of frame. Boom, straight cross court. Sees the hand, knocks it right off.
He almost did a pose down, Javi. Almost did a Javi pose down.
Let's see the pose down. If you hit this ball, watch the steam on this ball. Almost knocks Ken over. Boom! The bionic arm is coming out in full force right now.
Okay, Canyon Ceman has got a very interesting ball as it comes to you because he hits the ball very, very hard, but without a lot of really tight topspin. It just gets on you so heavy. Steffes, deep cross court and down.
God, big break by Steffes, hitting the back of that line. Oh, they're going down 10-7.
Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton were down early, but have just been smoking the jump serve.
Kent sees Ceman move a little bit, comes right down the middle. They got to start something up here, Paul.
Well, last week in Riviera Beach, Curie and Steffes were an outstanding serving team. But right now, the shoe's on the other foot. Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman, first and foremost, held off the early charge, and it started to side out extremely well.
Last week,
then the jump serve.
They came out 5-0 against Loyola and Adam, and then they lost their concentration. Came out 5-0 here. They found themselves down 9-7. Over.
Ceman will get there. Blanton just keeping this ball in play and keeping it on Kent Steffes. Steffes, nice little roll shot down the line.
Steffes with a good shot on the second one.
Nice shot by Steffes.
With a nice chicken wing, Jake.
They just give their side-out roll, though. Young Lions can hang right in here. Karch is going to try to pull something out of his bag of tricks. He knows he's got to turn the momentum to his side now.
Ryan Steffes up 6-0. Now they trail 9-7. You can figure out that run. They've been outscored 9-1. Steffes throwing that back. Looks a little bit ugly, but it's in a blocking posture. He just throws that ball down. Ryan Steffes within 1.
Great block by Steffes. Then Blanton gets a little nervous. Tries to tap it over. Steffes says, get that out of here.
Karch Curie to serve. And Dane Blanton looks very comfortable indeed on the left side. Last season, played exclusively the right side, made the transition very, very nicely.
Important right there, not to get apprehensive. He gets his last shot swatted back. He comes back with some heat, puts the ball on the sand.
And sends.
Yeah.
He's no longer a young gun.
Arnold,
he's a
back
young
to serve.
Yeah, he's a young scud.
Okay.
Steffes with the unforced error. Ceman and Blanton take the lead to 10-8. Should remind you, of course, this is a double elimination tournament. Karch Curie and Kent Steffes are undefeated. Not only do Ceman and Blanton have to win the game to 15, then we will have a double final game to 7. Ceman with the heater just out of bounds. And again, doesn't hit that ball with a lot of top spin. It gets on you in a hurry.
He's only made 3 service errors in this game, Paul. He's been bombing that ball, too, not holding back at all.
And 6 aces?
6?
Unbelievable.
Solid. No or touch and bounce in the strand.
Tight set. Little deflection off of Karch-Kirai, and Kent Steffes unable to change direction.
Blanton's been going to this shot a little bit too much. Next time that Karch gets it, watch his little cutback. Karch sees it, wants to knock it up in the air. Steffes overruns it, ball hits the ground.
Karch actually knocked the ball away from his partner. Steffes was all over that. Karch over the top and down. Of course, Kent Steffes missed 12 events last year. Karch-Kirai had to go and play with Scott Akatubby and win about 8 with Scott, won 4 with with Kent. And I talked to Kent about his practice schedule. And he takes Monday off. On Tuesday and Thursday, he plays, does his jump training, lifts weights, does his sprints. On Wednesday, he drives down to Karch's place, and they play games all day and practice. And then Thursday, he does his jump and weight training routine again. And then on Friday, he takes the day off.
Perfect time to take the day off.
No longer doing a lot of bench press and big, heavy work, but he's doing a lot of exercises to strengthen the area around his rotator cuff, recuperating from those shoulder problems and surgery. Steffes hits the ball off. A chance for Steffes off another good jump serve from Canyon Ceman.
So created a whole situation. Canyon's jump serve again.
But the ball goes out of bounds, 11-8.
They're in difficulty, down 8-11 with Canyon back to serve with all the confidence in the world on him.
Remember last year we had another double final. Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson forced Kirai and Steffes to the double final. We could be headed there. Canyon Ceman with a rocket down the line. He and Dane Blanton take the 12-8 lead over the heavily favored Karch-Kirai and Kent Steffes. Yes, smile, young Ayers, Florida, presented by Foot Action in Fila. Unbelievable story. One ace after another, and Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton, the number 11 seed, have the lead over Kent Steffes and Karch-Kirai. That's the first mistake they've made in about 20 minutes.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Great up by Canyon. Kent with a little cross-court heat of his own. Canyon staying right there. He might have had to set this ball up. He takes a swing. Karch doesn't let it go down. Big point.
Ceman's passing the deep middle jump serve very well, taking control of that play. Chance for Steffes off the top of the tape.
They might get it, but it's not going to come easy.
Don't ever give Karch-Kirai and Kent Steffes an opening.
Canyon put a little bit too close to net on the dead run. Steffes throws it back down, says it's not over. 9-13, I'm coming.
Plenty of time left on the clock, of course, with all of these aces. Blanton over the top again. He's hit the ball extremely well from the left side.
Extremely well. He's broad jumping, and he went over Karch on that ball with a nice controlled swing to the deep corner. Tough to bring up. Kent and Karch are feeling the pressure right now. They're taking a little bit more time, walking around, smoothing the sand out, wants to bring the game into with their momentum switch. They know the momentum's on the other side.
Well, they looked flawless at the beginning of this game.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Frohoff was up. Of course, we were complimenting them on their ball control. And then Canyon Ceman, I mean, what got into him? I think Arnold is the perfect, or, you know, they call them young studs, young guns. You know, I'm going to call him the young scud. I mean, look at the scar on the back of his shoulder. Like Kent Steffes, Canyon Ceman has had shoulder surgery.
What'd they put in there? I want
whatever
one. I want one.
Whatever they put in, he's not going to let him take out. For years, we went to a beautiful beach here in Fort Myers. There's some reconstruction in that area, so we're in downtown Fort Myers. Temporary beach, fast track, and Dane Blanton just skying for his 13th kill.
Faster and harder than anybody out there, except his partner serve.
Starting to drop off on Steffes a little bit. You think that's a mistake, Tim?
Definitely a mistake. They're trying to get an easy one. There is no easy ones in this game, Paul. They got to put the pressure back on them. Get up there, touch a ball, block a ball, do something. Like I said before, the aces are great. They relied on them. Now work the other parts of the game.
You always seem to pride yourself in comebacks. Of course, Phoenix is historic. But how did you get yourself when, let's say you and Mike Dodd were top team and you were down? What were the one or two keys that got you back in the game?
What the key is you can let them get to 12 or 13. If they get to 14, you got your work cut out. But if you keep them here and you make a slow comeback, you got them where you want them. Big chance for Blanton.
Just keeping the ball in play and on Steffes. Steffes, hard cross court.
Steffes has a lot of that game, too. He wins a lot of close games. It's a matter of controlling yourself. Nice up, Cart puts him right on the net. He comes with some cross-court Palisades heat straight down.
Arch with the ace serve, and I was just thinking that Ryan Steffes, save for the first couple of points scored by Kent Steffes with the aces, have been very tentative from the service line until just then.
They came out, they're up 5-0. All of a sudden, you lose your concentration a little bit. Now they know their back's against the wall. Cart and Kent both know that feeling.
We'll be back with more of the finals after of the AVP. Longtime PA announcer Jim Arico this last week lost his father Sam, and Jim's not with us this weekend to attend the funeral of his father. And I know that, Tim, you spent some time with Jim Arico this week, and Jim really a great guy, and we send out our condolences and thoughts to he and his family.
We've been friends since we were in the cribs together. Sam was a great guy, and wish the family all the best.
Yeah, it's a tough time. So all our best to Jim Arico and his family. Hopefully we'll have him back on tour very soon. Kirai looking for 11 on the cut shot and misses it wide. A chance to get within 2.
Charge you on that right side. Told you he doesn't like that right side too much, but he just cut a little bit too wide. Probably should have gone down the middle a little bit.
The shot was wide open. Canyon Ceman had run to the line side. That ball anywhere 6 feet from the sideline, and it goes down. Ceman and Blanton lead by 3, and they want to get to Tim Hovland's, of course, magic number 14 and on to the double final. Steffes right down the sideline. He is so good at hitting that shot when he's in trouble.
He bounces that line. It's just not inside or outside. It's on the line. Great shot. See, he likes the pressure. He has a lot of comebacks himself. If they get to 14, he knows he's in trouble. He hangs them here, put the pressure on, they might fold.
Hard cross court once again. Steffes was there. Yeah, I'm with you. I think all Kirai and Steffes are thinking about is 13-12.
Oh, yeah.
If they get to 13-12, they figure this tournament is theirs.
These guys, they've never been here before. I mean, Canyon's been here once. Dave's never been here. Big pressure.
Canyon has not been back to this level in quite some time. Arch Kirai bombing cross court. Take a second to tell you how these two teams got here. Kirai and Steffes, the number 4 seed, defeated Gonerman and Ryan. Then Kierans and Smith, Bill Bullion and Randy Stoklow in the quarterfinals. Then Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola. AJ and Loyola is the number 1 seed. Pretty tough draw getting Karch and Kent in the semifinals. And then Kirai and Steffes went on to beat the same team of Blanton and Ceman in the finals of the winners 15-4.
They weren't ready for that game, Paul. They came out, they were 6-4. They just went cuckoo after that.
No team into double figures before this match against Kirai and Steffes, and Ceman and Blanton have gotten to 13.
They got to believe in themselves right now, say we can do this, try to finish this game out.
Like it, they're still serving tough. Missing a few, but they still have a little room up 3. What? Canyon. Oh. Kent Steffes. A little karate defense here.
Karate, this is Mortal Kombat. He didn't see this ball, Paul. Oh, boy.
Wow. Wow. Canyon Ceman got heat.
That knocked his hat into the 4th level up there.
Dane Blanton to serve. Steffes threw Canyon Ceman in down, and by the reaction of Canyon Ceman, you'd think that was a field goal right through his arm.
Yeah. Kent and Karch are standing out right now. They might have to pull some other bag of tricks for Blanton and Ceman right now.
Boy, they've really found their side-out game. Karch just a little loopy to Canyon Ceman. And nothing little and nothing loopy about the response.
I would sure go to Blanton a few times. Even though Blanton's hitting good, Canyon just seems to be teeing off at will.
13-30-10.
I agree with you. I put the pressure on Dane Blanton at this point in time. Canyon Ceman back to serve, the owner of about half a dozen aces, but now he's missed 2 in a row. And that one he didn't hit. That one looked like he was just trying to keep in.
He was going to cut that one just in front, put a little pressure on, made a mistake there.
Oh, Dane Blanton comes under the net. Runs into Karch-Kiraly. A little bit of good sportsmanship and obviously a sign of respect for Karch-Kiraly.
Bouncing off his arms, Karch puts it with Dane flying. Luckily, didn't hurt his ankles or Karch's ankle. Way under the net.
That's a good way to tweak something.
20 seconds fan timeout by Blanton and Ceman.
Well, here come Karch-Kiraly and Kent Steffes. They were down 13-8. They were down 13-10. Now they've gotten within 2, and Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman can hear the footsteps. And since we're in Shaquille O'Neal territory, those are about size 22.
They can definitely hear him coming. But just like his last serve, they've got to play like there's nobody in front of them. They're playing against themselves right now. Get out there, try to finish this game off, and go for the win.
Steffes to serve. He and Kiraly trail by 2. Dig by Kiraly, cannot make the play defensively.
Out there. All 4 of our players doing a great job.
Heavy hit once again by Canyon Ceman from about 9 feet off the net.
Quickest hands in the business. Karch-Kiraly touches it. Goes to the left-hand pokey. Great try.
You know, we just found the weakness for Karch. When he's running as fast as he can away from the court, spins backwards, his left hand is a little weak.
It is a little weak.
He's got to work on that. Oh, that's sad. Boy, Blanton with a chance to make that dig again. They are hungry to get to point number 14.
Oh, Blanton had a good shot here. He's lined them up properly. He just has to get his hands up, throw that over to Ceman. Steffes with some good heat, though.
1:49.8 seconds left on the game clock. Pretty easy serve, although Ceman had to go down to get it. And trickles down inside. Well, if you're going to pull the upset, you know, you got to get some luck.
You need the breaks right here. Great serve by Karch. And Canyon just with a little bit of luck, but we'll take it. We'll take it every day of the week. He's got to mix it up a little bit here, Paul.
I want to see what sort of serve he brings now. He's missed 2 in a row, and neither of them were his best effort. Make it 3 in a row.
You're jinxing him, Paul.
No, I'm not. He can't hear me. And if he can, I think the problem is elsewhere. That's right.
That was not a hard swing either.
Nope. Just trying to keep the ball in play and making mistakes. Up the middle, and you would wonder if Kiraly and Steffes could hang in long enough, would Blanton and Ceman be able to withstand the pressure? The answer right now is no. Their big lead is down to 1. Mark Kierans and Andrew Smith, good finish for them. Next up, Sean Fallowfield, James Fellows, a huge surprise this week. A Canadian team, 32nd seed, Jody Holden and Conrad Lineman. Look at that fabulous finish. Number 6 seed, Eric Benoit-Moana and Rob Hydra, a bit of a disappointment there. Another team, they were our on-fire group, Danielle Cardenas and Raul Papaleo in 7th. You'll see what they split. Number 3 seed, Scott Akatabi, Brian Lewis, there in 7th. Look for them to do a bit better. The 2 fifths, Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh, they're just starting to round into shape. Brent Frohoff, who was kind enough to join us for a few minutes during the finals, and Ricky Ludes. I like that team. I think they'll be a real factor later on. And Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola, their worst finish so far this year, down in 4th place. And Bill Bullion and Randy Stoklos finished in 3rd. They were losers to Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman. Court. Kent Steffes and Karch-Kiraly down 1. Huge comeback by the favorites, Karch-Kiraly and Kent Steffes, just to bring you up to date. This, of course, is the finals. Karch-Kiraly and Kent Steffes went out to a huge lead. 6-0. And then Canyon Ceman 4 consecutive aces for the 6-4 side change. And then Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman took the 13-8 lead. Kirai and Steffes have scored 4 in a row to cut that big lead down to 1. Cut shot by Kent Steffes. Just a function of experience. Been there, done that.
Experience is a lot of this game right now. They know their back's against the wall. They're passing the ball well, Karch and Kent. And the pressure is switched again over to Ceman and Blanton.
Canyon Ceman ran under that Kirai with a dip. To tie. Dane Blanton in the net. 2 net violations in the late going by Dane Blanton. And we are all tied at 13.
Great players make great plays. This is one of them. Karch laying out. Ball on the net. Just over Blanton. Into the net. 13 up.
Ceman going back to the cut shot, and Karch almost there once again. Great. Canyon Ceman goes back to serve. Yes, he's got 6 aces, but he's missed his last 3 serves in a row, and they were crummy up.
He was just trying to get that in. He needs to bring out that bionic arm right now.
Oh, boy, that ball just out of bounds. And remember back to Kent Steffes' first ace of the match was called out by the linesman. Referee Jeff Jordan overruled. That was very, very close.
As close as you can get, Paul. Close as you can get.
Steffes to serve. Just grazes the top of the tape. Dane Blanton was big in the semifinals with his jump serving.
Right.
What's his service story in
He's
this
got
final?
one ace this game right now. He's taking a little bit off it. He's got to come across with that inside-out serve or drop one in front of Kent.
Good pass by Steffes. And chopping down inside. Kent Steffes loves to hit the ball down the line, and now he's opened the court up for the cutting.
If they pass the ball between Ceman and Blanton, they have no blocks.
Right.
All their points are on serve.
And a couple of digs, and during that dry spell, some mistakes by Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. What? Dig by Kirai. And hammer by Canyon Ceman.
Canyon Ceman the second time.
Good stroke by Canyon. Watch this dig by Karch. Right in the chest, up and over. Canyon quick enough to get the ball up. Great move. Nice set, and he hammers it down.
Going to Kirai. Nice call by Kent Steffes, Karch cutting line. Dane Blanton better be careful about hitting the ball hard cross court.
Oh, yeah.
Because Karch is just starting to zone in right on his hard angle.
You come into that zone, that ball is coming back a lot harder than you hit it.
And Steffes to serve. Karch Kirai at the net blocking. Steffes misses 2 in a row. We should probably start to talk a little bit about time. 51.1 seconds left in this final. And we are tied at 13. The potential for overtime is there, but still lots and lots of time left. Oh, no block. Kent Steffes. Canyon Ceman cannot make the gator.
This is a little bit too close to be dropping off net. Canyon drops off net, a little bit too much heat. Side out.
Well, I think you've got to block on that play, but not a bad idea to change it up. Steffes had been siding out very well. Coming to Blanton. There's the angle. Kirai goes line. Steffes just not taking enough angle.
Kent wants that back. One little step in the middle and press with that left hand. Blanton sees the opening, takes it. Canyon says, now or never.
Indeed.
Now or never.
Don't forget, they need to win another game if they want to win this championship, because they already have one loss to the same team of Kirai and Steffes. Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton must win this game to 13 or be ahead when time expires. And then we'll have another double final for the second week in a row. Very close to an opportunity. Good shot by Kent Steffes for the side out.
Great shot. Tried to lay it down, didn't happen. Good timeout, too.
Yep, 20-second timeout taken by the young and surprising team of Canyon Ceman and Dane Blanton. If they ever wanted a test in the finals, they got it. Tied at 13 and time winding down. You're looking at Kent Steffes. He and Karch were down 13-8. They have tied it at 13 with 34.4 seconds left. Paul Sunderland back with Tim Hovland, part of the crowd that has gathered here in downtown Fort Myers Beach, Florida. Good afternoon for volleyball. The temperature has dropped. We've got some overcast for the first time in a couple of days. Tight set. Blocked by Kirai, not once but twice. And Kirai and Steffes take their first lead in about an hour.
That cross court didn't go that time. Karch lining it up.
20 seconds.
As good as block as we got on the beach. He knows what they're going to do and takes it away.
Again, Karch and Kent Steffes were down 13-8. Talk about a game of 6-0 runs. Kirai and Steffes got out 6-0. Then Ceman and Blanton went on their own 6-point run, and then another 6-point run this time when it really matters.
When it really matters, the key is you know your back's up against the wall. They get that 14, you're in big trouble. You hold them at 13, your experience can take over. They can hear their footsteps, and now you're up 14-13 for the serve for game. And Karch can feel it.
It has been a great final. Kirai and Steffes take the lead by 1. Steffes to serve for the championship for the first time. Going to Blanton. One, right over the top and down.
Huge side out. Didn't go that cross court. He knew Karch was there. Taps it down the line. Chance to tie it up.
And why not take a chance? First ever appearance in a final by Dane Blanton. Going to Steffes just long.
You know how hard it is to get here, Paul. And these guys have never been here before. It's been a few years. You got to take advantage of it while you can. Of course, that's Ceman and Blanton.
Of course. Heavyweight for the championship. Tremendous comeback by Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. And congratulations to Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman. Dane Blanton, of course, had a great collegiate career at Pepperdine. He and Canyon Ceman make their first appearance ever in the finals together, and they come up just a little short. For the second week in a row, it is Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. There you see the final score from our championship match here at the Miller Lite Open in Fort Myers, Florida, and as you might imagine, it was a good one. Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes 15, Dane Blanton and Canyon Ceman 13. More